Yo, welcome everyone. I suggest you to not buy or open a new long trade at this massive resistance because you are about to get trapped. Let me show you. Bitcoin is right now actually hitting a major golden Fibonacci ratio, aligning with the daily high term time frame area of resistance, and also only a couple of hours ago we have taken the liquidity exactly above the recent high. And this specific high was really not a random level. Pay attention to the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. Exactly at this specific area, a lot of liquidations came directly in the market. And as we usually say, once everyone is liquidated, once everyone is wrecked, only then we might be expecting some kind of a reversal on the Bitcoin chart itself. And that is why I did enter another short or a sell position, potentially right now expecting lower targets. However, I just want to point out that yes, I also paid myself with all of those long positions I am as of right now holding on all of the altcoins, including Bitcoin, just in case I'm right now also entering a short position if we are going to drop. But overall direction, in my opinion, it is still towards the upside. Ideally, I still want Bitcoin to hit pretty much another all-time high sooner rather than later. But because as of right now, on a lower term time frame, we could be finishing a 5-wave price structure towards the upside. That is why, first of all, I paid myself with my long positions, and also additionally, I entered another short. And why am I right now doing that? Because what you're right now going to see, we can identify the first impulsive elite wave towards the upside on Bitcoin that was formed only a couple of days ago. Then we got a correction, another impulse, another correction, and as of right now, probably Bitcoin is forming the last and final elite wave toward the upside. And this specific fifth elite wave actually should follow some very important rules. And one of these rules is going to be volume needs to be going lower and lower while we are pushing higher. What are you right now going to see? Volume is clearly decreasing towards the upside, and not only on the Bybit chart. Pay attention on the Coinbase chart. Volume is going lower and lower and lower while Bitcoin is pushing higher. So what does that tell us? It means less and less people are prepared trading Bitcoin at this specific area, but we are still pushing higher. In my opinion, looking right now at the volume indicator, this right here is clearly a bearish Bitcoin indication and quite a good signal that we are forming some kind of a 5-wave price structure towards the upside. Of course, I am not saying we cannot pump straight towards another all-time high. All I'm right here doing is looking at the data objectively and trying to see where Bitcoin is going to go next. That is why, first of all, I paid myself with a long position, and also because right now the volume is decreasing, because the price action looks like a 5-wave structure towards the upside, and also because right now on the 1 hourly and the 30-minute time frame, we are forming bearish divergences on the RSI indicator, I entered another short position. So what are you right here going to see? Lower highs on the RSI, higher highs on Bitcoin. Not only on the 1 hourly, also on the 30-minute time frame, higher highs on Bitcoin, lower highs on the RSI indicator. So this right here is suggesting that probably the 5-wave price structure right here towards the upside is valid. And additionally, we should definitely not forget, Bitcoin is hitting a significant area of resistance on the volume decrease, on the bearish RSI divergence, and that is simply why you need to be prepared for a potential drop back towards downside. And probably right now you're wondering what is going to be our next important price target, and then also I am going to share with you a pattern we can identify on the 30-minute time frame. Before we do so, thank you very much for smashing up the like button because 1000 likes are really possible, and also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let me right now to share with you what is going to be the first very important target when we talk about the 5-wave price structure towards the upside. And this specific price target actually was also hit only a couple of days ago once Bitcoin was pushing higher right here in the first elite wave. So you can also see right here, we got first impulse, correction, another impulse, another correction, another impulse, A, B, C, correction. That is why right now, if we start pushing lower, I am of course also looking for some kind of an ABC correction towards the downside. And yes, we should then talk about the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement price target when we are measuring the entire move towards the upside. Now, of course, even if we are right now going to go slightly higher for Bitcoin to maybe even hit the 0.65 Fibonacci retracement level at approximately 107.2 thousand US dollars, I would still say the 5-wave price structure right here is valid. However, we need to adjust our measurement a little bit, but let's just say we topped out at approximately 107,000 US dollars. The first target that is important with an ABC correction, it is going to be 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. Now, the thing is, the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level is only a theoretical target. Sometimes we are not actually going that deep, and we might even expect a bounce at approximately 0.32 Fibonacci retracement, but more about why this specific Fibonacci level is such an important one slightly later. Right now, theoretically speaking, we should actually expect a push down to at least 102.5 thousand US dollars in the next couple of days. Now, additionally, why a move down, in my opinion, is slightly more likely to happen maybe even today or in the upcoming days, because on the 30-minute time frame, we can identify some kind of a rising wedge pattern, connecting our higher highs, connecting our higher lows. It really does look like we might even be forming some kind of a rising wedge pattern, or we can also say some kind of an ending diagonal when we talk about elite waves. And this, of course, also is going to be a bearish Bitcoin indication with a higher probability of breaking towards the downside. That is why, once again, I am telling to you, be slightly more careful. Personally, I am prepared for lower because, of course, I entered another short position. I also paid myself with a long position, but of course, I am not going to fully close all of my long positions because in a case we are going to pump higher, I still want to be prepared. Now, probably right now you're asking yourself, what is going to be the first nice area of support we could be then looking to buy once again and maybe then expect a bounce towards another all-time high on the Bitcoin chart itself? And this specific level is going to be the value area low of the entire upper price section. So what we are right now going to do, zooming out on the 4-hour time frame and measuring the entire upper price section, you can right now see point of control we talked about yesterday was right now moved higher to approximately 105.4 thousand US dollars. Now, to be honest, I don't really think this is actually going to be the bottom for Bitcoin, and we are already going to continue towards another all-time high if we right now do see a rejection, because a much better level is much lower at approximately 102.3 thousand US dollars. Why so? Remember the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level I just mentioned. We go from our swing low back towards our swing high. 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level on Bitcoin is landing almost exactly at the value area low. That is why I really do like this specific area, especially if then we are going to see some kind of a pattern of a zigzag correction towards downside. So I would say like that, if we do see right now a push down towards 102.5 thousand US dollars, of course, guess what? A lot of people are going to be scared. A lot of people are already going to be calling for lower targets on Bitcoin. And of course, a lot of people that are right now looking to long exactly at the area of resistance, exactly where we are expecting a rejection off of, are going to be completely wrecked and definitely underwater. That is why I am telling to you, this specific level where we are as of right now is not the level to long. Sure, we can pump straight towards another all-time high, but the thing is, I trade data, I look at the chart as objectively as possible to determine what is going to be my plan that I am going to be following. And knowing we are at a big level, knowing the volume is low, knowing we are maybe even forming some kind of a rising wedge pattern, knowing we are finishing the 5-wave price structure, knowing we are seeing bearish divergences on the RSI, at least in my opinion, the probability of some kind of a rejection before Bitcoin continues to another all-time high is simply higher. That is why, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free 30,000 US dollar bonus, and potentially you're also going to get yourself a brand new iPhone 16 with the first link down below, because only after you register and after initial deposit, you are going to get the tickets for the lucky draw, and then additionally go into the rewards hub, because only after you're going to register, you're going to get 20 USDT. After you deposit $100, you're going to get another 10 USDT, and also then simply open your first trade because you're going to get another 20 USDT. Take an advantage of the free bonuses using the first link down below after you register and after initial deposit. Now, let me also share with you why 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level right here is not the first level I would be aware of. Remember what I said before, 0.32 Fibonacci retracement level, at least in my opinion, can also potentially be quite an important level. Why so? Remember also yesterday I talked about the anchored VWAP, and if we right now anchor it exactly at the low, clearly the level is curving towards the upside and potentially is going to align with the 0.32 Fibonacci retracement level. So that is why, if we do right now see push down, the first level I would be aware of, 0.3 Fibonacci retracement at 103.5 thousand US dollars, with the next bigger price target being 0.5 at 102.5 thousand US dollars. Both of those levels are very, very important in a case Bitcoin actually does see a rejection towards upside. But probably right now you're also wondering, why am I saying right now to you that overall direction is still towards the upside, and why overall speaking I would actually like to see Bitcoin forming another all-time high in the next couple of weeks? The reason for that is because look at many different important indicators on higher term timeframes. Not a lot of people even know about the Adler stochastic CG oscillator, but what are you first of all going to see? We talked about the double bottom pattern being formed on this specific indicator while Bitcoin was trading almost exactly at the low right here. And right now the double bottom pattern is playing out. Last time we got a double bottom pattern, we exploded towards another all-time high. That is why this indication right here is clearly a significant bullish Bitcoin indication. Additionally, on the weekly time frame, we are going to hit the bottom probably next week, and usually when we are trading at the bottom, when we are maybe even forming a double bottom pattern, very high probability of a bigger bounce towards the upside. That is why I am telling to you, I still want to see another all-time high. Shorting at the area where we are as of right now, yes, it is going to be slightly more risky. However, I want to be prepared just in case we do see a reversal right here. That is also why I paid myself with my long position, but nevertheless, I am not closing those positions in case we are going to go higher. So you can clearly see what I'm doing right here. With the preparation I did, I cannot lose. I'm going to win in a case we go lower, and I already won because I paid myself with the long positions I entered only a couple of days ago, exactly at the bottom. And of course, I am trying to share with you and update you almost in real time once Bitcoin is hitting those very important and significant levels, because at the time we were trading at the 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension and the bottom of the range, I updated you, Bitcoin has just hit the bottom of a massive channel, and that is why you can follow me on Twitter and of course also subscribe to my channel. But nevertheless, let me right now also share with you another bullish indication we can notice on the MACD indicator, because yes, on the daily time frame, we are right now also confirming another bullish divergence. Lower low Bitcoin, higher low on the daily time frame on the MACD indicator. So this right here clearly another bullish sign why an all-time high is probably going to happen in the next couple of weeks. Maybe first of all, as I said before, we do see a rejection towards downside at the gold Fibonacci ratio where Bitcoin is trading as of right now because of the 5-wave price structure. But nevertheless, this level right here, in my opinion, even if we pump right now, is not a good level to buy. We are going to be buying lower in a case the opportunity is going to be offered to us on a higher low, and after that we can be looking for another all-time high. Now, ideally in the next couple of hours, I would also like to see a bullish cross confirmed on the 2-hourly and on the 4-hourly time frame on the exponential moving averages. On the 1-hourly, we have already gotten a bullish cross right here, bullish indication, we are in an uptrend. On the 2-hourly, I would also like to see a bullish cross in the next couple of hours right here, and also on the 4-hourly time frame, ideally I want to see a cross in the next couple of hours. That is then going to mean we are in an uptrend on all of the time frames, bullish indication, send it towards another all-time high. And now, what is actually going to be another next important price target I would be aware of in a case Bitcoin does not see a rejection at the area of our golden Fibonacci ratio? Very, very simply, we are are going to be talking about the top of a significant descending channel, aligning very, very nicely also with another recent high, with the lower high at approximately 109,000 US dollars, acting as a liquidity level. So right now, the plan is very simple. Looking for a rejection. If the rejection does not happen, I would be looking straight towards the top of the descending channel, towards the liquidity level at approximately 109,000 US dollars. That is why risk management is not optional, especially if you're right now shorting right here, in a case Bitcoin is going to pump towards the upside. But nevertheless, I still do think looking for a short position here is better versus to actually go with another long position, because we simply know we are trading at the area of resistance. And that is also right now why, if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free 30,000 US dollar bonus with the first link down below. And only after you register, you're going to get 20 USDT and then deposit on your account, because you're going to get even more bonuses. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.